Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something about the silent power of a woman who knows herself. See, we often think strength is loud, it roars, it demands, but true strength whispers. It doesn't need to announce itself. It's there, unshakable, undeniable. Now, when a woman carries herself with poise and composure, it's magnetic. She walks into a room and the energy shifts. Not because she's trying to be noticed, but because she is. Her calm confidence says everything her words don't need to. Poise and composure are more than just traits. They are a force, a quiet strength that speaks volumes without uttering a single word. Imagine a woman walking into a room not hurried, not flustered, but deliberate and calm. Her presence alone commands attention, not because she's seeking it, but because she exudes an energy that naturally draws people in. She doesn't have to raise her voice or make grand gestures. Her stillness is her power. Poise is about being in control, not just of your surroundings, but of yourself. It's the ability to remain centered no matter what chaos swirls around you. It's not about ignoring emotions, but mastering them. There's something captivating about a woman who carries herself with composure. It's as though she's saying, I know who I am, and nothing you say or do can shake that. This inner calm radiates outward. It's in her posture, the way she stands tall, shoulders back, head held high, not with arrogance, but with assurance. People take notice of that. They respect it, even if they can't quite put their finger on why. In situations of high tension, where most people would crumble or lash out, her composure becomes her shield. It's not about suppressing feelings, but managing them in a way that reflects her values and goals. She doesn't let temporary emotions dictate permanent actions. That kind of self-control is rare, and it sets her apart. People are naturally drawn to individuals who seem unshaken by life's challenges. They want to know her secret, to understand how she remains so steady in the face of adversity. Her voice is another extension of her composure. It's measured, deliberate, and clear. She doesn't rush her words or try to fill silences unnecessarily. Instead, she lets her words land with weight and meaning. When she speaks, people listen not just because of what she's saying, but because of how she says it. Her tone carries a sense of calm authority that's impossible to ignore. Even her movements reflect her poise. There's a fluidity to the way she moves, a sense of purpose in every step. She's not in a hurry, but she's not wasting time either. It's a delicate balance, one that communicates both urgency and patience. Her presence alone can calm a room, not because she demands attention, but because she embodies peace. Her poise doesn't mean she's immune to pressure or stress. It means she's learned how to carry it without letting it weigh her down. It's a skill, one that comes from self-awareness and practice. She's aware of her triggers, her weaknesses, and her strengths. She knows when to step back and when to push forward. That awareness gives her an edge. It allows her to maintain her composure even in the most difficult of circumstances. This quiet confidence is what makes her unforgettable. It's not loud, flashy, or attention-seeking. It's subtle, yet profound. It's the kind of strength that leaves an impression long after she's left the room. Her poise isn't just about how she acts, it's about who she is. It's a reflection of her inner stability, her unshakable sense of self. And in a world that often feels chaotic and uncertain, that kind of composure is a rare and powerful gift. Active listening is a skill that transcends the act of simply hearing words. It's about presence, focus, and understanding. When someone truly listens, it creates a connection that is immediate and profound. Active listening is not passive, it requires effort, intention, and a willingness to engage fully in the moment. It's a silent behavior, but its impact can be loud and clear, shaping relationships and leaving lasting impressions. Imagine being in a conversation where the other person is fully present. They aren't looking at their phone, glancing at a clock, or waiting for their turn to speak. Instead, they are focused entirely on what's being said. Their eyes are steady, their body language open, and their attention unwavering. That level of attentiveness is rare, and it makes the person speaking feel seen and valued. It's not just about hearing words, it's about understanding the emotions, intentions, and meaning behind them. Active listening involves more than just nodding in agreement or providing occasional verbal affirmations. It's about engaging with the speaker, demonstrating through subtle cues that their words matter. This can be as simple as maintaining eye contact, leaning slightly forward, or mirroring their expressions. These nonverbal signals communicate interest and empathy, creating a space where the speaker feels safe and respected. There's also a depth to active listening that goes beyond the surface. It's not just about processing the literal meaning of the words, but picking up on what's unspoken. Tone of voice, pauses, and even the choice of words can reveal so much about a person's feelings or state of mind. An active listener pays attention to these nuances, responding in ways that show they truly understand. They might ask a thoughtful question, reflect on what's been said, or offer an observation that shows they're not just listening, they're connecting. Another critical element of active listening is the ability to withhold judgment. It's easy to jump to conclusions or formulate responses while the other person is still speaking. But an active listener resists this urge. They don't interrupt or impose their opinions prematurely. Instead, they give the speaker the space to express themselves fully. This openness fosters trust and encourages honesty. It's a subtle but powerful way of saying, "I'm here for you," without agenda or judgment. Patience is also key. Sometimes people struggle to articulate their thoughts or emotions. An active listener doesn't rush them or fill the silence with their own words. Instead, they allow the speaker to find their way, offering gentle encouragement when needed. This patience communicates respect and reinforces the idea that the conversation is a priority, not just a task to be completed. Active listening also involves empathy. It's about putting oneself in the other person's shoes, trying to understand their perspective and responding with compassion. This doesn't mean always agreeing or offering solutions. Sometimes the most meaningful response is simply acknowledging what the other person is feeling. Statements like "that sounds really difficult," or "I can see why you feel that way," show empathy without diminishing the speaker's experience. The beauty of active listening lies in its ability to strengthen relationships. It fosters deeper connections because it shows that you care enough to truly understand. It's not about waiting for your turn to talk or proving a point. It's about prioritizing the other person's thoughts and feelings. In doing so, you create an environment where communication flows freely and authentically. This silent behavior, though often overlooked, carries immense power. It's not flashy or dramatic, but its effects are undeniable. It builds trust, diffuses tension, and lays the groundwork for meaningful dialogue. It transforms conversations from surface-level exchanges into opportunities for genuine connection. Active listening is a quiet art, but its mastery leaves a lasting impression on everyone fortunate enough to experience it. Subtle leadership is an art form. It's not about standing in front of the crowd, demanding attention, or issuing orders with authority. Instead, it's about influencing and guiding others through actions, presence, and quiet confidence. Subtle leadership thrives in its ability to lead without needing to announce it. It's the kind of leadership that operates under the surface, often unnoticed but always impactful. At its core, subtle leadership begins with example. People naturally look to those who embody the behaviors, attitudes, and values they admire. A subtle leader doesn't need to tell others what to do because they show it through their own actions. Their consistency, dedication, and integrity set a standard that others are inspired to follow. Whether it's how they approach challenges, treat others, or manage their time, their actions speak louder than any words ever could. Subtle leadership is also about emotional intelligence. It's understanding the needs and motivations of others and adapting to them. A subtle leader knows when to push and when to step back. They can read a room, sensing when someone needs encouragement, reassurance, or space. This awareness allows them to lead in a way that feels natural, not forced. It's not about exerting control, but creating an environment where others feel empowered to rise to their potential. Communication plays a critical role in subtle leadership, but it's not about dominating conversations or delivering grand speeches. It's about the quiet power of listening and speaking with purpose. A subtle leader chooses their words carefully, ensuring that what they say is meaningful and impactful. They know when to speak up and when to stay silent, understanding that sometimes the absence of words can be just as powerful as their presence. Their communication is not about drawing attention to themselves, but about fostering understanding and collaboration. One of the hallmarks of subtle leadership is humility. A subtle leader doesn't seek recognition or accolades. They're not concerned with titles or outward symbols of authority. Instead, their focus is on the work, the mission, and the team. They understand that their role is to serve, not to be served. This humility makes them approachable and relatable, earning the trust and respect of those around them. People are more willing to follow someone who leads from a place of service rather than self-interest. Subtle leadership is deeply rooted in trust. It's about creating a foundation where people feel safe, supported, and valued. A subtle leader builds trust by being reliable, honest, and consistent. They don't make promises they can't keep or set expectations they can't meet. Over time, this trust becomes a powerful tool, enabling them to lead without needing to constantly assert their authority. People follow them not because they have to, but because they want to. Adaptability is another critical aspect of subtle leadership. A subtle leader doesn't rigidly adhere to a single approach or strategy. They're flexible, adjusting their style to suit the situation and the people involved. This adaptability makes them effective in a variety of contexts, from managing conflicts to inspiring creativity. They understand that leadership is not a one-size-fits-all endeavor. It's a dynamic process that requires sensitivity and insight. Patience is a key component of subtle leadership. Change doesn't happen overnight, and growth takes time. A subtle leader recognizes this and is willing to invest in the long game. They're not driven by immediate results or quick fixes. Instead, they focus on building something lasting and meaningful. This patience allows them to guide others with care and intention, fostering an environment where everyone can thrive. Perhaps most importantly, subtle leadership is about creating opportunities for others. A subtle leader doesn't seek the spotlight, but instead shifts it onto those they're leading. They take pride in the success of others, celebrating their achievements and supporting their growth. This selflessness not only strengthens the team, but also amplifies the leader's influence. By elevating others, they elevate themselves not through power or force, but through respect and admiration. Subtle leadership isn't about being seen, it's about making a difference. It's quiet, thoughtful, and deliberate. A form of leadership that may not always be recognized immediately, but is always felt deeply. It's a style that leaves a lasting impact, shaping individuals and organizations in profound and meaningful ways. Nonverbal communication is a powerful and often underestimated form of expression. It goes beyond spoken words, relying instead on gestures, facial expressions, posture, eye contact, and even silence to convey meaning. This silent language speaks volumes, often revealing truths that words might obscure. Mastering nonverbal communication requires awareness and intentionality, but when done effectively, it can be an incredibly influential tool. The way someone carries themselves is often the first and most noticeable aspect of nonverbal communication. Posture, for example, sends a message before a single word is spoken. A person who stands tall, shoulders back, and head held high exudes confidence and assurance. Conversely, slouched shoulders or averted eyes can suggest insecurity or hesitation. These subtle cues immediately shape how others perceive a person, often determining whether they command respect or fade into the background. Eye contact is another crucial element of nonverbal communication. The eyes are often referred to as the windows to the soul, and for good reason. Maintaining steady eye contact signals engagement, confidence, and sincerity. It shows that a person is present in the moment, fully focused on the conversation or situation at hand. However, too much eye contact can feel invasive, while too little may come across as disinterest or avoidance. The balance lies in being genuine, using eye contact to connect without overwhelming. Facial expressions are equally telling. A smile, a raised eyebrow, or furrowed brow can communicate a range of emotions without a single word. These expressions often occur instinctively, reflecting a person's true feelings. But they can also be used deliberately to reinforce messages or build rapport. A warm smile, for instance, can put others at ease, creating an atmosphere of trust and approachability. On the other hand, a serious or neutral expression can convey focus and determination, signaling that a person means business. Gestures and body language play a significant role in nonverbal communication as well. Hand movements, the angle of the head, or even the way someone stands can emphasize their words or contradict them entirely. Open gestures such as hands held out or palms facing up indicate openness and honesty. Crossed arms, however, might suggest defensiveness or resistance. Understanding these cues and using them intentionally can make communication more effective and authentic. The power of silence in nonverbal communication is often overlooked. Silence can be as meaningful as words, if not more so. Pausing before responding to a question, for example, conveys thoughtfulness and consideration. It shows that a person values the conversation enough to take time to formulate a meaningful answer. Similarly, remaining silent during a moment of tension or emotion can demonstrate respect, giving the other person space to express themselves fully. Even physical space, or proxemics, is a component of nonverbal communication. The distance maintained between individuals during an interaction speaks to the nature of their relationship and the context of the situation. Standing too close might feel intrusive, while too much distance can create a sense of detachment. Finding the right balance communicates respect and understanding of personal boundaries. Clothing and grooming also contribute to nonverbal communication. The way someone presents themselves visually sends immediate signals about their personality, confidence, and even their intentions. A well-dressed individual who takes care of their appearance communicates self-respect and attention to detail, while a disheveled look might suggest carelessness or disregard. The rhythm and tone of movement also convey messages. A calm, deliberate pace suggests confidence and control, while hurried or erratic movements might indicate nervousness or impatience. Similarly, the way someone enters a room can set the tone for an entire interaction. A person who walks in with purpose and assurance immediately captures attention, while someone who hesitates or fidgets might struggle to make an impression. Nonverbal communication often works in tandem with spoken words, either reinforcing or undermining them. A confident tone paired with uncertain body language can create confusion, just as calm body language can diffuse tension even when discussing a difficult topic. The alignment between verbal and nonverbal cues determines the clarity and impact of a message. Mastering nonverbal communication requires awareness, practice, and intentionality. It's about more than simply knowing what to do. It's about understanding how to do it in a way that feels natural and authentic. The silent signals we send shape our interactions, often more than the words we choose. When these signals align with our intentions, they amplify our ability to connect, influence, and lead. The energy of presence is a powerful, almost magnetic force that can transform interactions, relationships, and environments. It's not about what someone says or does, but about who they are in the moment and the atmosphere they create simply by being present. True presence is not something that can be faked or forced. It emanates from a deep sense of self-awareness, confidence, and authenticity. It is the intangible quality that makes someone unforgettable, even in a crowded room. Presence begins with awareness of oneself, of others, and of the environment. A person who embodies the energy of presence is fully in the moment, not distracted by past regrets or future worries. They are attuned to their surroundings, taking in the subtle details and responding with intentionality. This kind of awareness allows them to connect with people on a deeper level because they are not preoccupied with their own thoughts or concerns. Their focus is outward, directed at the person or situation in front of them, which makes others feel valued and understood. Confidence plays a significant role in presence. It's not the loud, boastful kind of confidence that seeks attention, but a quiet, unshakable belief in oneself. This confidence doesn't need validation from others because it comes from within. It's the assurance that no matter what happens, one can handle it with grace and composure. This inner strength creates an aura that draws people in, making them feel secure and inspired in the presence of such energy. Authenticity is another cornerstone of presence. When someone is genuinely themselves, they create a sense of ease and trust. People are naturally drawn to authenticity because it is rare and refreshing in a world often filled with pretense. A person who is unapologetically themselves doesn't try to conform or impress. Instead, they embrace their uniqueness and invite others to do the same. This openness and honesty make their presence comforting and empowering. Body language is a significant part of how the energy of presence is communicated. A person with strong presence moves with purpose and confidence. Their posture is upright but relaxed, signaling both strength and approachability. They maintain eye contact that is steady and sincere, showing that they are fully engaged in the interaction. Their gestures are deliberate, reinforcing their words and adding emphasis to their message. Even their stillness has a weight to it, commanding attention without needing to demand it. The energy of presence also extends to how a person listens. Truly being present means giving someone your undivided attention, not just hearing their words, but truly understanding their emotions and intentions. It's about creating a space where the other person feels seen and heard without judgment or distraction. This kind of listening is rare, and it leaves a lasting impression because it makes people feel valued in a way that few experiences can. Another aspect of presence is the ability to influence the emotional tone of a room. A person with strong presence has a calming, uplifting effect on those around them. Their energy is steady and positive, helping to diffuse tension and create an atmosphere of collaboration and trust. They don't just react to the emotions of others, they set the tone, using their own energy to guide and inspire. This ability to lead emotionally is one of the most powerful aspects of presence, as it allows them to impact others without needing to speak or act overtly. The energy of presence also involves resilience. Life is unpredictable, and challenges are inevitable, but someone with strong presence remains grounded no matter what. They don't let external circumstances shake their composure or diminish their energy. Instead, they adapt and respond with thoughtfulness and strength. This resilience not only helps them navigate their own challenges, but also inspires others to face difficulties with courage and determination. The way a person communicates also contributes to their presence. Their words are deliberate and meaningful, and they speak with a tone that conveys confidence and empathy. They don't rush to fill silences or overpower conversations. Instead, they allow their words to carry weight, giving others the time and space to process and respond. This measured approach shows that they value the interaction and are fully committed to it. The energy of presence is about connection to oneself, to others, and to the moment. It's about showing up fully with authenticity, confidence, and awareness. It's a force that doesn't just make an impact in the moment, but leaves a lasting impression that continues to resonate long after. This energy cannot be feigned or manufactured. It arises naturally when someone is grounded in their values and intentional in their actions. It's a quiet, unspoken power that shapes every interaction, leaving an indelible mark on everyone fortunate enough to experience it. Grace under pressure is a defining quality that reveals the true strength and character of an individual. It is the ability to remain composed, focused, and resilient even in the face of adversity, uncertainty, or high-stakes situations. This quiet strength doesn't demand attention or acknowledgement, but speaks volumes through actions and demeanor. It is a trait that garners respect and admiration because it reflects not only competence, but also emotional intelligence and maturity. The foundation of grace under pressure is composure. When the pressure mounts and emotions run high, the natural response for many is panic, frustration, or anger. However, those who possess grace under pressure rise above these instincts. They don't allow external chaos to dictate their internal state. Instead, they cultivate a calm center, acting as a stabilizing force for themselves and those around them. This calmness is not an absence of emotion, but a deliberate choice to respond with clarity and intention, rather than react impulsively. Self-awareness is a critical aspect of maintaining grace under pressure. It involves understanding one's triggers, emotional responses, and thought patterns. When a person knows how they typically react to stress, They can prepare themselves to respond differently when the stakes are high. This self-awareness also allows them to recognize when their emotions are escalating and take steps to regain control, whether through deep breathing, pausing before responding, or grounding techniques. By staying attuned to their inner state, they can navigate pressure with a level head. Another key component of grace under pressure is focus. In high-pressure situations, distractions and competing demands can pull attention in multiple directions. A graceful individual prioritizes effectively, zeroing in on what matters most. They don't get bogged down by unnecessary details or secondary concerns. Instead, they keep their attention on the task at hand, making thoughtful decisions even when time is limited. This ability to concentrate under stress not only enhances their performance, but also inspires confidence in others. Adaptability is also a hallmark of grace under pressure. The unexpected often accompanies challenging circumstances, and rigid thinking can exacerbate stress. Those who remain graceful in these moments are flexible, adjusting their plans and strategies as needed. They approach change with a problem-solving mindset, viewing obstacles as opportunities to find creative solutions. This adaptability allows them to move through challenges with agility, maintaining momentum rather than becoming paralyzed by the unforeseen. Empathy and compassion are often overlooked components of grace under pressure, but are essential nonetheless. High-stress situations frequently involve other people, whether in collaboration, conflict, or shared adversity. A graceful individual recognizes the emotional states of those around them and responds with kindness and understanding. They don't dismiss or belittle others' concerns, but instead create a supportive environment where teamwork and mutual respect can thrive. This ability to balance their own composure with consideration for others sets them apart as both a leader and a collaborator. The way a person communicates under pressure is another reflection of their grace. When tensions are high, words can either escalate the situation or diffuse it. A graceful communicator chooses their words carefully, speaking in a tone that is calm and reassuring. They avoid blame or harsh criticism, opting instead to focus on solutions and constructive dialogue. Their communication style fosters trust and collaboration, even when emotions are running high. By maintaining a steady and respectful demeanor, they encourage others to do the same. Grace under pressure also requires resilience. It's not about avoiding stress or challenges, but about enduring them with strength and determination. Resilient individuals see setbacks as temporary and challenges as opportunities for growth. They don't dwell on what's going wrong, but focus on what can be done to move forward. This perspective helps them stay grounded, even when the situation feels overwhelming. Their resilience inspires others, showing that difficulties can be faced with dignity and perseverance. Physical and mental discipline play a significant role in maintaining grace under pressure. Physical discipline might involve staying physically healthy to better withstand stress, while mental discipline includes practices like mindfulness, meditation, or regular reflection. These habits build a foundation of strength and balance that supports grace in challenging times. By investing in their well-being, individuals equip themselves to handle pressure with steadiness and composure. Confidence is another essential aspect of grace under pressure. This is not the arrogance of pretending to have all the answers, but the quiet assurance that, no matter the difficulty, they can navigate through it. This confidence is rooted in experience, preparation, and trust in their abilities. Even when the path ahead is unclear, they exude a sense of calm determination that reassures those around them. Their confidence doesn't diminish the gravity of the situation, but instead serves as a beacon of hope and stability. Grace under pressure is about being the steady hand in turbulent times. It's the ability to hold one's ground, think clearly, and act deliberately when others might falter. It reflects not only strength of character, but also a deep understanding of the power of presence, perspective, and empathy. By embodying grace under pressure, individuals become a source of stability and inspiration, leaving a lasting impression on everyone they encounter. Unshakable self-respect is a cornerstone of personal strength and integrity. It's not about arrogance or seeking external validation, but about recognizing and honoring one's inherent worth, regardless of circumstances or opinions. This deep sense of respect for oneself shapes how individuals carry themselves, how they interact with others, and how they approach life's challenges. It is the foundation upon which confidence, resilience, and authenticity are built. Self-respect begins with self-awareness. To respect oneself, one must first understand who they are, their values, beliefs, strengths, and limitations. This requires introspection and honesty, acknowledging both the light and shadow within. When someone is fully aware of their identity and what they stand for, they are less likely to compromise their principles or seek approval at the expense of their authenticity. This self-knowledge becomes a guide, allowing them to navigate life with clarity and purpose. Boundaries are a critical aspect of unshakable self-respect. A person who respects themselves understands the importance of protecting their time, energy, and emotional well-being. They set clear limits, both with others and themselves, ensuring that they are not overextended or taken advantage of. These boundaries are not about building walls, but about creating healthy spaces where respect is mutual. By standing firm on what they will and will not accept, they demonstrate their value and encourage others to treat them with the same level of respect. Accountability is another hallmark of self-respect. Those who truly respect themselves take responsibility for their actions, decisions, and outcomes. They don't shy away from admitting mistakes or learning from failures. Instead, they see these moments as opportunities for growth. This accountability reinforces their sense of integrity, showing that they are willing to face the consequences of their choices with courage and humility. It also strengthens their character, building a reputation for reliability and trustworthiness. Self-respect is also deeply tied to self-care. A person who respects themselves prioritizes their physical, mental, and emotional health. They understand that taking care of themselves is not selfish, but essential for living a fulfilling life. This care might involve setting aside time for rest, pursuing activities that bring joy, or seeking help when needed. By valuing their well-being, they send a clear message to themselves and others that they are worthy of investment and attention. Another key element of unshakable self-respect is the ability to say no. People who respect themselves are not afraid to decline opportunities, requests, or relationships that don't align with their values or goals. They understand that saying no is not a rejection of others, but a commitment to themselves. This ability to prioritize their needs and principles over external pressures is a powerful demonstration of self-respect. It shows that they are in control of their lives and not easily swayed by societal expectations or demands. Confidence and self-respect are closely intertwined. When someone respects themselves, they naturally exude a sense of confidence that is rooted in authenticity rather than bravado. This confidence is not about projecting an image, but about embracing who they are, flaws and all. It allows them to walk into any room with their head held high, knowing that their worth is not dependent on external validation. This quiet assurance draws others in, creating an aura of respect and admiration. Resilience is another product of unshakable self-respect. Life is filled with challenges, setbacks, and disappointments, but those who respect themselves do not let these moments define them. Instead, they rise above, using their inner strength to persevere. Their self-respect acts as a buffer against negativity, reminding them that they are capable and deserving of overcoming obstacles. This resilience is not about denying pain or struggle, but about refusing to let it diminish their sense of worth. Unshakable self-respect also influences how people treat others. When someone truly respects themselves, they extend that respect outward. They don't feel the need to belittle or demean others to elevate their own sense of worth. Instead, they uplift and support those around them, recognizing that respect is not a finite resource, but something that grows when shared. Their interactions are marked by kindness, fairness, and empathy, further reinforcing their own sense of dignity. Authenticity is perhaps one of the most visible manifestations of self-respect. A person with unshakable self-respect is unapologetically themselves. They don't try to fit into molds or conform to expectations that don't align with who they are. Instead, they embrace their individuality, celebrating their uniqueness and encouraging others to do the same. This authenticity makes their presence compelling and memorable because it is rare and deeply inspiring. Unshakable self-respect fosters independence. It allows individuals to stand on their own, making decisions and pursuing goals without relying on the approval or validation of others. This independence doesn't mean isolation, it means having the strength to be self-sufficient while still valuing connection and collaboration. It's about being secure in oneself and recognizing that true fulfillment comes from within, not from external sources. Through these qualities, unshakable self-respect becomes a defining trait, shaping how individuals view themselves and navigate the world. It's a lifelong commitment to honor one's worth, remain true to one's principles, and approach life with a sense of dignity and purpose.